the sellout crowd here, ready to erupt. Rounder to third, fair ball. Moustakas across. And 29 years of frustration have ended.
One of the things I remembered was the final out, just running in from the outfield and just seeing everyone going crazy.
The Royals are going to the World Series.
How much fun was that? The Royals in their run last year, and then they got in the postseason, and the great comeback in the wild card game, and then was off and running from there, and they almost, Billy, almost.
And when you
pulled
go
it
back
off.
to that wild card game, there was almost a part of me that said, well, there probably was a part of me that said, okay, that's it. Right? You did that. You can't do anything more than that. And then they went around and just smacked people. Angels, Orioles, got all the way to the World Series and Game 7. Pretty impressive.
Let's bring in a gentleman who had a front row seat to all the excitement and action in KC around the postseason. Rex Hudler, the color analyst for the Royals and one of your old boys back in the day. We'll get to that. But, Rex, was it as much fun as it looked like it was?
Absolutely, fellas. Top of the morning to you. There's still excitement here in Kansas City. Like you talked about, memories were made. There's no doubt about it. But also, stars were born. Watch out for the core players of Salvador Perez, Moustakas, Hosmer. Kane could be a future superstar. It's going to be a great 15, and we can't wait out here to watch.
Hey, Rex, when you talked about that core players and the young guys, and I think they've been kind of in the waiting. I think the rest of the country has been waiting for Moustakas and Hosmer to really step it up. And I think that's the key moving forward. And I think more so on Hosmer's side of it, what we saw at him in the postseason, he seemed like the leader of that club, the energy, but the talent that he has in the batter's box as well, I think he needs to keep progressing for the Royals to keep going.
Oh, no question, Billy. How about you and I were very fortunate to get a chance to play the grand game, Billy? And you remember, about that fifth year, that's when you started to believe that you belong. And that's where these guys are. Salvi, Moose, and Haas all entering their fifth season now, and especially with that unbelievable experience of postseason going all the way, that's going to make these guys more confident to go along with their skills. But I can tell you for certain that Eric Hosmer, now a two-time Gold Glove winner already as young as he is, he hasn't even had the season that they're expecting out of him this year. Now, runs are a premium. You got to have them in the American League, especially in the Central. That's all of a sudden beefed up to be in one of the best divisions in baseball. If the core players can just have a couple of years that they're expected to have, and they haven't had them yet outside of Gordon. Gordon's had a year in 11, was probably his best season. They'll supply enough runs for that pitching staff to get to the big dance again. And barring any injuries, this is a team, again, Billy, thankfully they're being overlooked. No one's talking about the Royals. They're talking about the White Sox and all the moves that they've made. And Detroit added some beef in their lineup. That's good. Let the rest of the world talk about that. Because the Royals, let them go about their small market ways. Whoa, the Royals, well, we'll see if they can get there. Watch out. They've been there and done it. It's going to make them even stronger. And when you had another guy, they missed Shields, but when you had Volquez in there and Medlin, who could be a nice shot in the arm in the second half of the season, along with Kyle Zimmer, their right-handed young future star number one ace, they got some ammo coming. This is going to be a fun year for the Royals, believe it.
Yeah, Rex, you talked about that offense providing some runs for the pitching staff. Look, James Shields not going to be there. Spent 2 years in Kansas City. I believe his influence was immense on that club. Who can take that torch and run with it to go out there and say, look, starters, we got to do our job, because once we do our job right, we can turn it over to a fresh big three back there in the bullpen and get this thing closed out.
Yeah, let's not forget about Hochevar now, which the three-headed monster could soon grow another head, and it could be a four-headed monster. So, look, bad news for the rest of the league there, that's for sure. But, Billy, you're right. I never have been around in my long years of playing baseball and broadcasting. I never was on a team that a pitcher led the team. You know how it is, Billy. Look, you usually go to an everyday player like your brother Junior. That's a guy that grinds every day that you're going to lean on every day for encouragement. But James Shields, man, this guy, he brought over some mentality from the Rays, and he had fun after wins. They celebrated wins in that clubhouse, and it was maybe only for a few minutes, but they gave a star of the game, and then they moved on about their business, and they turned the page. That, to me, though, it brought them together. They started believing. Of course, you added a few veteran players in there like Ibanez that gave these kids a little bit more of confidence. But I mentioned the word kids. Ned Yost, for the last 3 years that I've been here, has mentioned the word kids, referring to his players, and they are not kids anymore. They've grown up, and I mentioned their service time now. They're veteran players now. It's up to Guthrie, probably. He's the senior citizen on that starting staff to take over that lead. But also, watch out for a young 23-year-old Yordano Ventura. Now, can he lead like James Fields? But you saw his body language, Billy, when he towed the slab, and he has that electric fastball, that kind of stuff he's got. This kid is going to become a superstar if he can stay healthy and stay away from the big knife.
Yeah, he was electric, had the leg kick working and everything during the World Series. All right, Rex, I'm going to take you back here. Now, yesterday on Hot Stove, we asked Billy if he wanted to find out how well he knew his teammates when he was a member of the Rochester Red Wings. And you were a member of the Rochester Red Wings as well, right? 31 games, 30 or so games with them?
Well, yeah, I had a little bout of some injuries going through that time in my life, guys. But I'm going to tell you what, did Billy pick me out? Did he remember me?
Actually, you weren't in the team picture, so you didn't seem to make the cut. But what they did is they tried to mess with me, and they put up a picture of Mike Hart. But it wasn't the Mike Hart that we played with in 1987. It was the Mike Hart that played in Rochester in 1981-82. So they gave me the big buzzer, and I said, no, that's not the same guy. And then we proved it later on.
Oh, they're always messing with you, Billy, but you know what? I love your humor. That's the same kind of humor that I got in that clubhouse when I was teammates with you and then Junior. Then, of course, a little cup of coffee up with the Orioles was fun. With just to sense the Oriole way. But to hear your brother, Junior, get on you, and you guys go back and forth, and just the fun we used to have, Billy, those are the things that I miss from playing ball. But you were such a great character. Oh, and by the way, happy 50th, partner.
Hey, Rexo, I was telling people in a meeting when you were coming on that you had this tendency at the point in time when we played together in that short stint in Rochester, you spit on me. We turned to double play, dude. And I didn't quite know how to handle that, but just right here in the sternum, I get Rex spit on me. I didn't. Do the new players understand that concept? Do you go down there and spit on the Royals now?
No, Billy, you know what? I just love on those players. See, I'm not a coach. And being a broadcaster, for me, I just finished my 14th season. What a blessing. That's the second best job in the world because I come to the ballpark still with the players' mentality so I can deliver the goods to the people and try to tell the people and the fans what the player's thinking. But during the day, during BP, I kind of stay out of the clubhouse. But when I do, every once in a while, I go in there. I can't help it. I mess around with the guys. I'm more a player. I'm a 54-year-old player. But when I get on the field, I like to encourage them and tell them how good they are. And what a play last night in Haas. Hey, look, Haas, I seen some of that gas you're with on the road. Look, tell me a little bit more about that. You know, just some off-the-field stuff, a little bit of fun things. And so what they do, Billy, is they call me Uncle Hud. So it's a very unique position. I don't have to. I'm not a coach. I'm not going to tell these guys what to do, how to do it, or any of that. I just mainly encourage them, and Ned Yost is okay with that.
The enthusiasm of the Wonder Dog.
It's there.
He's ripped and ready to go. Rex, we appreciate you spending some time with us, and enjoy the holidays, and we can't wait for 2015 as well. Check out the Royals, see if they can make it back to the World Series.
Oh, it's a long road. But having you guys narrate the way at night, I'm going to tell you, it's fun. Billy, keep it up, man.
Thanks,
It's a lot of fun. You're the best. See you, bud.
See you, dude.
All right, great stuff there with Rex Hudler.